This week on Inside Boulder News, the city joins out Boulder in this colorful display of flags for Pride Month, and Boulder City Council and Boulder's police chief speak on the death of George Floyd. Welcome to Inside Boulder News, your source for all things Boulder. I'm Jocelyn Avendaño. It's been a chaotic week as hundreds of thousands of protesters have took to the streets all across the nation and in some parts in the world to demand justice for George Floyd and other African Americans who have been killed by police. Boulder was no exception to these manifestations. It was a peaceful scene here in the city of Boulder as hundreds of community members made their way through the city calling for racial equity and justice, following the death of George Floyd, a Minneapolis man who died after being pinned to the ground by Minneapolis police officers. All 4 former police officers involved in Floyd's killing have since been charged. Boulder Police Chief Maris Harold spoke out on the death of George Floyd, saying, quote, "The Boulder Police Department is committed to fair and equitable policing in partnership with our community," end quote. Boulder City Council also issued a statement condemning the death of George Floyd and supporting peaceful demonstrations. To read Council's statement as well as Chief Harold's statement on the death of George Floyd, please visit the city's newsroom. The state of Colorado, including Boulder County, remains under the stay-at-home order where individuals are advised to stay home as much as possible and no gatherings over 10 people are allowed. Boulder County public health officials reported that there are over 995 confirmed cases of COVID-19 in the county, and 67 county residents have died due to the pandemic. Statewide, the total number of COVID-19 cases has surpassed 27,000, while coronavirus deaths in the state stand at over 1,200. This week, the Colorado Department of Public Health and Environment extended the safer-at-home public health order until July 1st. Coloradans are encouraged to stay at home, keep their distance from others when outdoors, and avoid unnecessary interactions whenever possible to reduce the spread of the disease. According to the order, additional businesses can open and activities can resume with abundant precautions. Take a look at your screen to see what additional businesses will be reopening. More information can be found on covid19.colorado.gov. As part of its effort to support local businesses recovering from the COVID-19 pandemic, the City of Boulder is creating a curbside pickup zone program, which will be operating through September 30th. The program will convert some existing loading zones and other parking spaces in downtown Boulder and on University Hill for general curbside pickup use. For businesses that are not in the vicinity of an existing zone, the program will offer a free application for new curbside pickup zones. These curbside pickup zones will be free of charge for 10 minutes to provide patrons and services enough time to pick up orders and will be clearly signed in English and Spanish. More information can be found on the city's COVID-19 Business Resources webpage. Each year, 5 million adults over 60 years of age are abused, neglected, or financially exploited. This is called elder abuse. We spoke to Eden Bailey, Older Adult Services Manager, to learn more about this issue and to find out more about an upcoming event bringing awareness to elder abuse. The month of June is Elder Abuse Awareness Month, and communities all across the U.S. and the world are holding events to bring awareness to this issue. According to the Elder Justice Initiative, 1 in 10 older individuals are abused, but on average, only 1 in 23 cases are reported to Adult Protective Services.
And it can include physical abuse and restraint, enforced isolation, caregiver neglect, sexual assault, abandonment, and financial exploitation.
Abuse can happen to anyone regardless of a person's age, sex, religion, or background. It could also happen anywhere, including here in the city of Boulder. Last year, Boulder's police department received 337 requests for investigation for alleged abuse, while Boulder County's Adult Protective Services received over 1,500 concerns about at-risk adults.
And what we know about reporting is that because most of these are underreported, the actual number of abuse is much higher than the data show.
This is why it's important to look for signs of abuse, which include displaying signs of trauma like rocking back and forth, unexplained bruises, burns, or scars, changes in hygiene or appearance, and changes in personality or demeanor. If you see something, say something. Under Colorado law, it's mandatory to report the mistreatment of at-risk elders and at-risk adults with an intellectual or developmental disability.
And so what's really important is awareness, prevention, reporting, and response. is a county-wide coordinated effort, and that would include the city's older adult services, the Boulder County Area Agency on Aging, and the various municipal senior services in our county, as well as law enforcement and criminal prosecution.
June 15th marks World Elder Abuse Prevention Day. To bring awareness to this issue, District Attorney Michael Dougherty will hold a virtual presentation with a panel of experts from 1 to 2:30 p.m. If you suspect a friend or loved one is a victim of elder abuse, please call Boulder County Adult Protective Services at 303-441-1309. The month of June marks Pride Month all over the nation, a month dedicated to the impact LGBTQ individuals have made in the world. For the second year in a row, Boulder's Pearl Street Mall and other parts of the city will be home to a display of colorful flags to celebrate the LGBTQ community in the city. Dozens of rainbow flags will be displayed at Boulder's Pearl Street Mall, the municipal building, and Boulder's main library throughout the month of June in celebration of Pride Month. Brightly rainbow-painted crosswalks will also be present through the entire month. This initiative is made possible thanks to Out Boulder County and the city, with support and coordination from Councilmember Bob Yates. This year, the Philadelphia rainbow flag will be displayed, which includes a black and brown stripe. This is in an effort to represent people of color in our community and acknowledge the historically complex issues that people of color face, especially when part of the LGBTQIA+ community. The flags will be flown until June 30th. Thank you so much for joining us on this week's edition of Inside Boulder News. Stay tuned to Boulder Channel 8 for up-to-date information on coronavirus. Connect with us on Facebook and Twitter. You can also sign up to receive video updates right in your inbox. Just go to boulderchannel8.com and click on subscribe. And be sure to check out the city's online newsroom for the latest city news. We'll see you next time.